Hey guys, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. We are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in news and on social media. And later on in the show, our own Funky Dineva will be talking all things life, love, and basketball wise with Jackie Christie. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this hot tea. What's up, Al? How you doing?
What's going on, Claudia?
I am good. And what's up, Funky? Hello, hello, hello.
How are y'all doing, everybody? Happy Wednesday.
All right. What's going on? The alcohol levels, where we at tonight with it, fellas?
I got me an old classy glass of water because I'm doing what? Unlocking my better self and soulmates. Any of y'all who saw my Instagram earlier this afternoon, you better not post a damn thing in the chat. Get at my business. I'm unlocking my better self.
You mean for this hour?
For this lifetime.
For this hour. We saw you. We saw your day partying today, sir.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Not me, girl.
And you can look at Funky's eyes. Like Funky got one of them faces that he don't really have
lie.
a face.
He cannot lie.
We see it though, Funky. We see
I'm an honest hoe, and all my hoes is honest. But I'm unlocking my better self.
Here we go. This is gonna be one of them shows.
All right, so,
soulmates, listen up. We're looking for some more super fans to put to the test in a special Halloween edition of the Hot Seat. So send us an email to tgif@foxsoul.tv with your name, photo, and tell us why you are a TGIF super fan. And before we dive into some topics, we're kicking things off by highlighting random facts in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month with did you know? I feel like I drank the liquor that Funky's acting like he didn't drink.
And I show up to work classy, based, and composed, and able to read the prompter. Then I go on to the next thing, Claudia.
Once again, Al, you have one little good day, and he just so he's Socrates, he's Tamron Hall now, he's amazing. All right, so for many, a diagnosis of breast cancer comes with side effects such as nausea, pain, and fatigue. But one of the biggest side effects for a patient is the financial burden of cancer treatment. Did you know that according to Forbes and the JAMA Network, nearly 80% of women with breast cancer simply cannot afford treatment? Now, Forbes reported in 2022 that the total cost of one woman's breast cancer care was $334,000. Did you know about the high cost of treating breast cancer? Al, I know you've spoken about a close friend of yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Hers was about $250,000. And it's like, that's costs more than a home in some areas in the United States. I don't understand, but I know for a fact that we've got to do better about our healthcare service and coverage as it relates to breast cancer, and especially for all of the women, and especially in our African-American community, because we know that disproportionately we are affected, and also disproportionately we have lower incomes and less insured coverage for this type of disease. So I really hope that something better comes out of Congress this season for helping people who have to deal with breast cancer in their healthcare coverage.
All right, Q, what do you think?
It's to your point. My mom didn't have breast cancer; she had ovarian cancer. But even with her insurance, there still were a lot of out-of-pocket costs. And I want to take a moment and give a special shout out to the Cleveland Clinic, because even when those costs could not be covered, the Cleveland Clinic still serviced my mother until she transitioned. So yes, I understand these things firsthand, and it's unfortunate. And because they disproportionately affect Black women, like Al said, this is something that we really do need to address.
All right, we'll check out this story from one of our soulmates who was diagnosed with cancer. 46-year-old Amari Briggs of Little Rock, Arkansas, said she was diagnosed last year with a rare form of breast cancer. Now, after her diagnosis, she had to quit working as a makeup artist and esthetician due to her treatment. Now, Amari praises her family and her Sisters of Delta Sigma Theta Inc. for their support and financial assistance. Amari says she's working towards making financial assistance an easier process for those who are unable to work due to cancer. That is amazing. What do you have to say about Amari's powerful testimony? Q, let's go to you first.
I think it's amazing, and I love the fact that she shouted out her sorority for all those people who are not advocates of Greek life. This is one of the benefits of being part of a brotherhood or a sisterhood. Shout out to the Deltas for stepping in the gap, and shout out to Amari just for, surviving this and being able to get through this and share her testimony with our soulmates.
That's right. Beautiful woman. Al, thoughts?
I mean, this is actually amazing because my friend who I went through her cancer treatment just texted me and said her present medical bill is at $1.2 million for over 10 years of treatment. Can you imagine having that bill? Can you imagine that bill? And for a sister like this, trying to fill in the gap between those who have and have not is just amazing.
Unbelievable that it costs this much in America. Now, we're the worst country in the world when it comes to this. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. All right, y'all, we'd like to take a moment and honor the legendary life and career of actor Richard Roundtree, who passed away yesterday after battling pancreatic cancer. The 81-year-old was known for his groundbreaking roles in films like Shaft and the TV series Roots. Any thoughts on the passing of this Hollywood legend, Al?
Oh my goodness, man, will he be missed? I love the tribute that Samuel L. Jackson and Gabrielle Union gave him. Samuel said he's the best to ever do it in the business, that he really brought on this whole leading African-American male concept and just continued to work for decades, like 4 or 5 decades. I mean, it's just so sad to see, his battle with pancreatic cancer, which we know affects 70% higher cases, 30 to 70% higher cases for black males than any other demographic. But for us to see him on Family Reunion, guys, on Netflix. So if you just want to reminisce and go back and see him in his glory, he is on Family Reunion on Netflix. And I say it over and over and over again. It's such a pleasure to watch these individuals as they pave the way for all Black actors in Hollywood today.
All right, Funky.
I mean, of course, Richard Roundtree has been a staple in the Black Hollywood family for years. I think he's all of our dads, from Roots down to his role on Being Mary Jane. A lot of the millennials will know. It's sad outside of him passing. There was still a part of me that thought at some point Being Mary Jane would be revamped and he would be there. Of course, Shaft was a monumental character in the shaping of Black people in Hollywood and the numbers and the revenue that we can produce. And Richard Roundtree will always go down in history for being just that. It's sad, but, he did what he needed to do on this earth, and he's with the Lord. So with that, I say thank you, and we pay salute to Richard Roundtree.
The leading man. And unfortunately, I hear pancreatic cancer is very painful. I'm going to share a documentary with y'all when I get the name that I was telling Funky about it off camera, about our eating habits and how, Black folks are definitely, of course, disproportionately affected. And it was a fascinating documentary that, talks about cancer and diabetes and all of that. All right, y'all, switching gears, it's being reported that actor Jonathan Majors will now have to go to trial for assault charges after a judge denied a motion to dismiss the case. If you remember, Majors was accused of strangling and assaulting Grace Jabari. Jonathan claims in a countersuit that Grace attacked him, that he was the victim the whole time. What are your thoughts on Jonathan's case going to trial, Al?
Oh, I know the defense is very upset about this, guys, but this is a good one. The defense discovered a smoking gun where back in, I want to say September 2020, Jonathan had a little run-in with the London police with Jabari. Now, we know Jabari was his movement coach with Majors on Disney's Marvel movie. I can't remember the name of the movie right now, but she was his movement coach that he turned into his girlfriend. Well, in London, according to reports, she was sent to the hospital allegedly by Majors, and it is this smoking gun that has given has given the DA the right to move this to trial. Now, what's also interesting was during discovery, they found even more things. More women have come forward, and they will be a part of the testimony in trial. In addition, they found NYPD memo books. They found phone records, medical records. They signed search warrants for iPhone and iCloud messages. And they also have 9 new witnesses from the incident, as well as 8 locations of surveillance camera saying that Jonathan Majors may not be as innocent as he's claiming.
Damn, Jonathan Majors. All right. Q, what you think about this?
I mean, tell Claudia and Al. I mean, as much as we want to stand by our brother and don't want to believe this, the math just ain't math. And I'm like, even if we toss out 70% of what's being alleged, I mean, there's still that other 30% that we've got to address. And when you start talking about all this evidence, all this background stuff, all these witnesses coming forth, just like I felt like with Bill Cosby, all these people are not lying. Like, do you know how hard it is to get that many people on one accord without somebody going rogue for some money? All these people can't be lying. I hate it because we loved him. He was an emerging actor playing in some of our favorite Black cinema and leading roles in some of the mainstream films. But it's looking like our brother needs some prayer and he might have a little problem.
I think this is a case of he has a history of this. We've heard this before, but then when it came out that she, put her hands on him, then it's like, wait, we wrong. This brother was unfairly, judged. But I think they both put hands on each other. But Jonathan definitely seemed to have a long history of this. We have some comments here. I am Lakeisha said, so did our girl really marry this man? If so, Meg was the reason for the fight. They were already together. Wait, what? Okay. Sierra Thompson said she needs the same sentence everyone was wanting for him when they thought he was an abuser. And Hot Commodity 777 said, man, this story is out of control and his career is gone. I hope Megan know what she's doing.
Now, it is rumored that Megan was possibly the one that was texting him when she grabbed the phone. Now, is someone saying that Meg and Jonathan allegedly secretly got married? Is that what it said?
That's what's been floating around on social media lately.
I hope she didn't do that.
Yeah, it hasn't been substantiated or proven, but it's what's been floating around.
Gotcha.
Not to judge a book by its cover, but don't he look like a man? He be looking crazy in every single picture. Like he looked like he be whooping people's asses. He do. He do. I'm sorry. He do. All right. British Williams of Basketball Wives LA had her last day in court, and she was sentenced to 4 years in prison for multiple frauds. British was found guilty of committing $564,000 worth of fraud. The assistant U.S. attorney said her criminal activities were part of a decade-long series of fraud. Now, thank you to the Riverfront Times for providing the footage. What are your thoughts on British Williams getting 4 years in prison? Q, let's go to you first.
I mean, she, from the looks of things, she going to jail, okay? And her friend that ran up on the cameraman and almost punched him, her ass almost went to jail too, had she not dialed it back. This is unfortunate, but this is what happens when people get caught up, and all of my millennials, all my Instagram heavy people, this is what happens when you get caught up trying to keep up with the Joneses and live and put on a reality TV girl and a social media girl life. I am here to tell you, I am friends with a lot of these girls. The clothes are rented. The jewelry is rented. Half the stuff is not even real. The things they purport to have, they do not have. And y'all be out there breaking y'all neck and bending over backwards, trying to reach these standards that these girls have not even reached them own selves, okay? And British got herself in trouble trying to keep up with the Joneses, frauding people. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. I definitely think paying back the money and the 4 years and feds is fair.
Claudia, I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly on this one. Now, in the case with these reality girls, I get it, because they do it around the time that they're trying to keep up with the Joneses on the show. Q, absolutely, you're 100% right. But not here with this young lady. This young lady has not only been doing it for 10 years, but she got caught in 2021 and kept doing it. She needs to go to Q's school of how to get the lick one time and keep it moving. It's in her DNA. And if it's in someone's DNA, she deserves more than 4 years. And let me explain why. She has been doing it for 10 years. She has 15 felonies. She has stole her poor nieces and nephews, claimed them on her taxes, stealing folks' social security number to get credit cards and open bank accounts, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of false statements to the IRS, IRS, 3 counts of wire fraud. This is something that this woman just naturally does. She wakes up every day and this is just a part of her DNA. She needs to go to jail for more than 4 years because until she gets it out of her system, she's going to continue to do it. She was indicted in 2021, but kept doing it. So it wasn't big enough for her. So she didn't stop. In this case, for me, put her in jail so that this will end.
Damn, I thought Al was going to come and say that she was being disproportionately sentenced, Claudia.
If she had a penis, he would say that.
Right.
A fine man.
Not true.
Let's go back to who be renting clothes to be on reality TV shows. Who be doing that?
You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that on one of our special shows. It's gonna be called The Read, and I'm gonna let y'all in all the girls. But a lot of the girls be going, shit, Claudia, you was on the set with half of them on that damn show.
Well, I will say this. Like in the case of Jennifer Williams, this young lady can take lemons and make lemonade. Did you guys see where Jennifer sold that story with the guy that took advantage of her, that stole her car and took her money? She now has a show about that crime fraud on VH1. So there is hope for this young lady. If Martha Stewart can turn a prison sentence into a book and then back on television, if Teresa from Real Housewives of New Jersey can do it as well, then this young lady needs to go to jail, have her time, write her book, come out, do a book, and get back on Basketball Wives. And there you have it. You've made lemonade out of all your lemons.
I believe Angela Yee produced that documentary for Jennifer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now you can buy the clothes. All right, coming up next, Funky catches up with Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives LA, and later find out what dream kills an Ivy League student. Stay tuned.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz!
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers. The sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Guys, welcome back to TGIF. Tonight, we are joined by author, TV personality, one of the triple OGs, and somebody who would say is a little certified crazy from the hit show Basketball Wives LA. Y'all please welcome my girl, Jackie Christie. Jackie, how you feeling tonight?
I am feeling real good, and you already know whenever I'm with you, I'm really over the moon.
It's going to be a good time, and Miss Jackie, you already know we about to have a Ponderosa.
Oh, yeah, let's go. It's
So
time.
listen, Jackie,
for a Ponderosa.
Jackie, we long overdue. Now look, I was minding my business today like I always do.
Uh-huh.
And they say that girl going to jail for 4 years, baby. They say Miss British got sentenced to jail for 4 years. for that fraud. What do you think about that before we dive in?
You know what? Listen, that is not my story to tell, Funky. You know, I just will not. And I'm gonna say a prayer for British. And listen, I'm gonna move right on along because I'm here to let you know that this season of basketball, look, let's talk about episode 3. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't like how they just showed that little excerpt of me and my husband doing the working out. We had a whole good conversation that y'all didn't get to see, but I'm gonna start sharing it on my talk show because you know.
So we're gonna get to you and your husband. Let's start here. You've been a part of the Basketball Wives franchise since season 6. Besides the check, what keeps you interested? Yeah, you.
You know what? I love what you just said. I have been a part of Basketball Wives LA since season 1. It's been 11 years, Funky. You and I started together. You remember?
I remember.
12 years ago.
I remember.
You, and I'm so proud of you. And I feel like it is amazing to go 11 years straight. I know Miami had their show for a couple of years, and then it went away, and then they came, we had LA. Now they over here with us, and I'm loving it. It's great.
So we all know that the premise of the show is to follow the wives of former and current basketball players. Why do you think that they keep adding these baby mamas and these side chicks to the show?
You know what? I will say it like this without being disrespectful to any of the people, because I love everybody. But I feel like we are overdue a little bit. We need more wives, and we got us one this season. We got Vanessa.
With the strong bang. We like Vanessa with the strong bang. We like her.
With the strong bang.
That bang, Vanessa bang.
I love me a good bang. I love me a good bang. And you know, they be killing me when I wear bangs. They be like, Jackie, take that helmet off. But she looks good with it. But everybody's killing her about the bangs. They don't. But
they killing her with the bang.
You know what? That's my Funky. That is my sister in basketball. One thing about the basketball world that I think the show is lacking, and I'm doing a new show that I would definitely be bringing a lot more of this into it, is the world we live in. Vanessa is alumni. She is family. I will have her back to the end, even when she do shit that's wrong. And right now, she's doing a little bit of stuff as the show pans out. And got to watch the show to see. And we kind of butt heads a little, but I love Vanessa, and I'll let everybody see how that works out. I feel like we do need more, and I think as we unfold new things, we might see a little bit more.
Well, hopefully we do get some more wives. But speaking of actual wives, you and Doug have been married now for 26 years. Are y'all still having a wedding every year?
We are, and thank you for that. We actually have to add 2 more years to that. We have now been married 28 years now.
Okay. Wow.
It's getting better every year. It's sexy, it's fun, it's amazing, it's passionate. All the things that we experienced our first year, we experiencing now. And I'm very pro marriage, very pro keeping a relationship together, whether it's boyfriend and girlfriends, friends, partners, whatever it is. I'm about that. And I feel like, we're going to keep having weddings the rest of our life, as long as we live.
And, speaking of the conversation you and Doug were having, of course, on Basketball Wives, we see a lot of the drama with the women. We don't get to see so much the intimate side of you and Doug. Tell me what an intimate night for you and Doug looks like after 28 years of marriage.
Oh, my God, an intimate night. Like the other night, here's a real one. We went with an amazing player on our team and his beautiful wife, and we went to this fancy restaurant, and we had good wine, good conversation, good food. It was just amazing. It was sexy. We went in my husband's Plaid. He has the Tesla Plaid. That's like, it's real fast.
Okay.
And it's driving fast in a safe way, of course, down the freeway, listening to our music, holding hands. We might kiss a little bit. We might do a little bit of everything in that.
Okay.
It's that type of life for us. And on the show, it's funny how they keep trying to portray this other thing. And it's like, that's why my new show, you're going to get to see it. So I
can't wait to delve into your new show. So talking about driving fast, we're going to switch gears for a little bit. You're back for the 11th season of Basketball Wives alongside some notable stars like Jennifer Williams, Evelyn Lozada, and Brooke Williams. What makes this particular season different from past seasons?
Well, I would just definitely say this season's different. We got Evelyn back, who left the show under those circumstances with OG, but she's back, and it's fun having her. She's always fun to banter with. She's great. Me and Jennifer, we move in a different direction. People didn't expect to see us fall out last season. That's a good friend of mine. And then, Brooke, and you said Brooke Williams, but Brooke Bailey, she's here as well. She was back a couple seasons ago, and she's back again. So, and I think the difference with season 11 is you're seeing new women thrown in the mix. You got Brittany Renner, who's a firecracker. When I tell you, I hope they get to see her story. Me and her got some interaction that it has to be shown, because people are going to see the dynamic from a wife, a longtime wife, and I won't call her a newbie, but she is a young kid, player's baby's mother, child's mother, I like to call it. And she's got a huge story. Brittany's coming with some fire. I hope they show it all. And then you've got Clayana, who I thought was great. She fell out with a lot of the women. You got to see how that all unfolds. It's just different energy, and I'm excited about it. And I think we're starting to move in a different direction. I do feel like they've taken me back a little because last season I carried that show again on my back, and they're letting some of these other women kind of, pull their weight.
To do some work.
Pull your weight,
right.
And I feel like, though, to be honest with you, and I'm saying this for the first time as I'm watching it pan out, I need to be back in the mix. I tried to, step back a little bit. It ain't giving. So I need to get back in there.
Jackie, what do you say to the people that say, Jackie, your ass too damn old to always be in the mix with these girls. You always in the middle of everything. What do you say to that?
I laugh because all of us is in the same age group, so then that means the whole show is old. And then let's talk about Atlanta Housewives. Let's talk about Beverly Hills Housewives. Let's go down the list. Potomac, all of that. I don't really mind when they say that, because I feel like once you get 18 years old, you should know better. And with me, Funky, I'm what you see is what you get. I'm honest to a fault. I'm in your face. I'm truthful. You ain't gonna pull nothing over on me. So I think that's what they're really saying is, you need to stop, but then if I stop, then we need you back.
Then the show falls flat, right?
There it is.
But, you used a very interesting word earlier. You used the word energy. And of course, we're always used to seeing Crunk, Jackie Christie, and let's have a Ponderosa, Jackie Christie. But in a recent episode, you were a bit more personable when you took accountability for not showing up for Brooke after her daughter's passing. Tell us about that moment, and when did you acknowledge your challenges with grief?
You know what? I love what you just asked me. And the reason I love that is because I actually went public. I don't know if you saw that, but after the episode aired, and I had to put, and I never do this. This is one of the first times I've ever done this in all my years, 11 years straight on reality TV. I had to let the editors know I didn't appreciate that, because I didn't take accountability for anything, because I already put it out publicly that as soon as we got the call from Brandy that Brooke's daughter had passed away, her beautiful daughter Kayla passed away, she said, text Brooke. Everybody, she put it in a group chat to all of the cast. I was here in Sacramento, and I didn't text her, I called her. When I called her, her little niece or cousin or whoever this young lady is answered the phone and was very sweet. She was like, Brooke told me to answer because the only person that calls with no caller ID is you. She wanted to let you know she appreciates you. She loves you. I said, tell her I love her. Anything she needs, I'm here. I don't care what it is. And that was that. And so we started talking text-wise. So when I got to the reunion, we went to dinner the night before with the production company, and she was fine. We were laughing, talking, everything was great. But then when the reunion came, for it to all of a sudden be you're this and you're that, it kind of caught me off guard. And one thing I'm about is love and respect. And I'm not going to talk about someone that's needing to be resting with God in a derogatory way, but I was very taken aback. So it was like, wait, where is this coming from? And I'm going to respect you and let you say whatever you're saying, because I felt it was a part of her grieving. But please don't misrepresent me. And then it kept coming on the internet, so I went public. And I don't do that. But I put all my receipts out to put a stop to it, because they were contacting my kids. They were saying mean things to my family. And I said, that's one thing I don't do. So I'm going to go ahead and put the truth out here so y'all could see. And then everything went away. And then it was, we see that Jackie wasn't lying. So then when it came time to shoot season 11, I got asked 15 different times, begged pretty much, please, we really need you to do this scene. I said, I don't want to talk about her beautiful daughter anymore. Please let that baby rest in peace. This is starting to get really weird. I don't want to do that. No. And I got really aggressive about it. I had meetings with different people and said, do not ask me to talk to her again. I've already settled it. Well, one scene came up, shopping. I was tricked into coming to the scene. I got in the scene, and then it was this, what you saw on that unfolded. Right. And it wasn't said like that. I again reiterated, look, I already went public and put all that out there. I apologize for having to do that, but I want you to know I do love you. I want to, whatever you need, I'm here to do it. So I hope it pans out in the future episodes of the show, but if it doesn't, at least I'm going to be able to speak my truth. I'm never going to lie, Funky Geneva. I don't do that.
I get it, and we believe you. We know that from the old Jackie Christie. So let's put a pin in that and create a little bit of separation real quick. And I got to be Bessie and ask this question now.
There it is.
When you and Brooke got the tussle and they turned their camera off, who won that fight, Jackie?
I'm going to say, go ask Bambi, Malaysia, and everybody else, Drea, that was there. But I love Brooke. I do. I'm going to be honest. All jokes aside, I told Brooke after that fight, I told production, first of all, because they wasn't going to have us shoot together. They came to me, warned me, and said, Jackie, they said if you fight again, you got to go. I said, well, then I better go. Because if somebody step in my space, I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did to her 15 more times. And so, to be honest with you, I told Brooke, I said, I will never put it out there what happened as long as you respect me. But if you go out there and say something and start lying, then I'm going to have to tell the truth. So I said it a few times. We got into a fight. She walked in my space. I turned around. I went off, and that was that. They pulled me off of her, and that was the end of the fight. I don't condone violence. I love Brooke as a sister. I want us to always be friends. But at the end of the day, enough is enough. I'm not gonna play that game. But I know I did not lose the fight. So everybody can shut up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all heard it first here on TGIF on Fox Soul. Jackie Christie say she don't lose no fight. Jackie said, I don't get no ass whoopings.
No.
I hand them out. But Jackie, really quickly,
I love her.
Really quickly, while we're on the subject of shaking up the cash, you had a little back and forth with Evelyn, which is always scary for us because you don't back down. Evelyn don't back down. And this came after you tweeted that you want Malaysia back on the show. Why do you think Evelyn was so pressed after your post?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, let me tell you. I'll make a long story short. I was in Atlanta doing a play. I get a phone call from one of my friends going, what's this? And it's a thing from one of the blogs showing me what she said. I'm going to be honest, my heart dropped. Because I see Evelyn Lozada, and then I see some craziness in there. And I'm like, wait, hold on. So automatically, I go outside to see what it is. And when I realize it, I call my friend back, and I'm like, what's going on? And she told me she got mad because you made that tweet about Malaysia. I immediately called Evelyn. She didn't answer the phone. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this got to be a joke. So as you've seen it all transpired, I asked her, is this a sick joke? What is it? I think she got angry because she felt intimidated and thought that I was saying that this season, because they panning it out to like be the Evelyn Lozada's coming back, this is the season and all of that. And that's fine. I don't have no problem supporting her in that. Come join us, come back, make a big splash, whatever. I can have feelings how I want to feel about my sister. Malaysia and I did Basketball Wives together from season 1 to season 10. She was here. Season 10, we did 26 episodes. She did most of those. That's my sister from another mother, gonna be my sister regardless of what anybody says. On top of that, she's a Leo, I'm a Leo. I love Malaysia. I have had times when I was like, get out of my face, I don't ever want to see you again, and she's had them with me. But I have not advocated for her not to be here. If her mental health ain't gonna let her be here, then don't be here. I said me and her shot a lot of things before she left, and they didn't end up using it all. So I said, I don't want to waste time. If my baby ain't ready to be here, then I'd rather her sit out. Okay,
it makes sense.
There you go.
It makes perfect sense. So, Jackie, before we wrap, if you could create an all-star cast of Basketball Wives, including returning cast members, newbies, some of them girls we didn't like, folks that's going to jail, who would you choose?
I would choose, and I'll say it real quick, Drea, Tammy Roman, Evelyn Lozada, Jackie Christie, oh my God, the list goes on. Jennifer Williams, Malaysia Pargo, oh my goodness, it's so many. I would even say OG.
Okay.
Everybody that's been on the show, I would say bring us all back and let us have a Ponderosa Jackie Christie style.
And I'm definitely here, especially for the Tammy, the OG, the Evelyn situation. Jackie, outside of the show, what can the fans expect from you next?
You know what? They can expect me to do my own TV show outside of Basketball Wives. I'm producing all kinds of stuff. I have another book coming out. You can expect more Basketball Wives, God willing. And you can expect a lot of other surprises that I'm not able to divulge yet, but I'm going to give you the exclusive.
I love it. Y'all heard it first. Thanks so much for joining us, Jackie. And Soulmates, you can catch Jackie on the 11th season of Basketball Wives LA on VH1 every Monday night at 9/8 Central. Jackie, this has been a pleasure. And you are always welcome to come kiki and fool la la with us on TGIF on Fox Soul.
Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Jackie. I love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
All right, Funky, good job. Nice sit-down interview with Jackie Christie. We love her. I love Jackie. She's real supportive, and I adore her. So good job on that, Funky. All right, coming up next, find out how a college student died from drinking lemonade, and later find out why a politician was passed out in front of a sports bar. Keep it locked. We'll be back.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Curvy girl said, Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with that wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going to the next thing.
Oh, the soulmates want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to TGIF. Go ahead and hit that like button and support the show. Speaking of support, sometimes we all need a little bit of help. So, here at TGIF, we're going to let you know how to make life a little bit easier. Now, life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with Earnin. Now, Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck, then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. Now, if I needed something like Earnin, I'd use this for a bill that's overdue. Or if I would have my money somewhere else, I need just a little bit of a extra, bump with the money. I think this is a great thing to do to get a payday advance. Now make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Now go ahead and download the Earnin app today. That's spelled EEARNIN in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in T under podcast. When you sign up, it'll really help the show. That's TEA under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Funky, I know you're so rich now, but once upon a time it wasn't like that. So what could you have done with earning?
You know, I have an even better story. So I always told you guys back when I was in college, I got caught up in the payday loan advance scam, paying all the interest back, never being able to get out of it. But I was at Denny's here in North Miami on Biscayne Boulevard and 125th Street 2 nights ago, and a soulmate came up to me while I was eating my Grand Slam extra hash browns with orange juice on the side and was like, Funky Dineva, you do not know. I'm a big fan of the show, you, Claudia, and Al, and that Earn In app was, I told everybody about it in my family, and then I actually used it. I actually needed it, and it filled in the gap for me, my wife, and our children between paydays. And thank you guys so much for telling us about this app. So, guys, it's working. It can really help you out there if you just need a little something to float you over and keep you financially stable. And shout out to all of our soulmates who've been using Earn In thus far.
All right, Al, what are your thoughts?
I just think it makes great sense in the fact that it pays it back once the money hits your account, which helps you be more fiscally responsible. Because if you were anything like me when I was not fiscally responsible, I would do these advances and then work out my own way of paying and keep the money when I got paid. So I think this is very smart. And especially for if you have like car issues, like mechanical issues, that little high bill, you may not have it, but you can get it taken care of so you can continue to get to your job to make your money until your paycheck comes.
Great points. All right, promotional considerations furnished by Earn In. Now let's get back to some more topics. The family of a college student is claiming that she died after drinking Panera Bread's charged lemonade. 21-year-old Sarah Katz had a pre-existing heart condition and was warned by her doctor to stay away from energy drinks as a precaution. Now, Sarah purchased a drink allegedly without knowing it contained 390 milligrams of caffeine, nearly the FDA's daily max allowance for a healthy adult all-in-one drink. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Let's go to you first, Al.
So I'm torn on this because this has become a big national case. CNN is involved, have showcased it, Fox News. The FDA has even issued a statement around these types of drinks, including Red Bull and Monster drinks. It's becoming a big deal. And unfortunately, it's notoriety that Panera Bread probably needs to settle so it doesn't affect their bottom line. But if I'm honest, if I have high blood pressure and I have to take responsibility for my health issues, I have to be conscious. That's why I read every single label of everything I eat, because I've had blood pressure since I was 20, high blood pressure since I was 29. And if I don't pay attention, I could have a heart attack. If this young lady has known for years that she has had heart issues, don't you think she should be reading what she's drinking and eating regardless? Because the doctors have even warned her how precious her life is around this. So I'm going to say there should be some shared responsibility here. Someone with known heart issues who are told how sensitive it is. If you're anything like me, because I have high blood pressure, I read everything I drink and eat and I consume in my body. I would think she would do the same.
All right. Great points. Q, what do you think?
I don't mean to sound insensitive, but I don't think Panera Bread or her family a goddamn thing. All right. The key point here was pre-existing health condition. It is not America's responsibility or society's responsibility to coddle your health when you know you have a pre-existing health condition. We know for a fact that if Panera Bread, a national chain, has been able to bring a drink to market, it's been approved by all the governing bodies that it needs to be approved by in order for it to be served to the general public. You had an individual specific health problem that was your responsibility to handle, and because you did not and went and drank that drink, unfortunately, it led to your demise. I feel bad for her family. I hate that she lost her life, but Panera Bread should not be held liable for her own negligence over her own health.
Alicia the Libra said, I work at Panera and the milligrams of caffeine is posted right on the container. Listen, America is a sue-happy country. We all know this. We got obese people blaming food companies for their obesity because they can't control themselves. We have people that have hot drinks in their lap and sue McDonald's because my hot coffee that was just boiled burnt my lap. I mean, everyone wants to blame everybody but themselves. Sometimes companies are negligent, but sometimes they're not. And when you have a pre-existing condition, you have to live your life a little bit differently. You have to be a little bit more careful. And it is your fault. You can't go drinking any and everything. Like, that's something that you have to, rely on yourself. You have to do a little bit of research. That's what the labels are for. So not to sound heartless, but we have to do a better job at protecting ourselves. Oh, and the documentary on Netflix I was talking about, it's called What the Health. What the Health. I highly recommend. Just take a look at it, see if you learn anything. And, hey, I was really informative for me. All right, y'all, keep it locked, because coming up next, find out why a local politician was kicked to the curb. And later, Britney Spears says she's no homewrecker. Stick around.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
TGIF.
Al and I, battle of the cleavage. Who got the sluttiest shirt on tonight? I say Al wins.
Live and interactive.
Curvy girl said Claudia's showing us her white side today. Coming to work with that wet hair. No, I had to do a test in a pool today.
Serving up all the tea.
Funky, how's the dating life going?
It's going to the next thing.
No, the phonies want to know.
I'm like Oprah and Stedman. Y'all will never get my real business. So
on Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. You always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. The community of Clayton County, Georgia are saying bye, Felicia, to the vice chairwoman commissioner, Felicia Franklin. Now, the county commissioners voted to remove Felicia from her position after she was caught on video passed out on the ground outside a sports bar. Now, Felicia claimed that she was drugged at the bar, but a toxicology report found only alcohol and marijuana in her system. Damn. Damn. What do you think of Felicia's behavior, Funky?
I don't think nothing was wrong with it.
I know you don't.
Felicia was on her personal time. She wasn't at work. Her Shein outfit was not bought with taxpayer money. Y'all need to learn how to separate people's job from their personal life. I can have a bougie job and a raggedy ass personal life. She was not at work, and this would never happen in the 80s and the 90s because there was no camera phones. Y'all need to learn to let people live. Was she on shift? She wasn't at work at whatever time that was. That ain't got nothing to do with her job. Felicia is innocent, and y'all need to leave her alone.
Q, she's an agent of the county.
So
you can't separate personal.
People are allowed to get drunk.
She's an agent of the county. When she's in public, she represents her constituents. She cannot behave as such, unfortunately.
The constituents don't be up when the sun go down, okay?
Anyway, the bad part is they were after her. The commission do not like her. They've been trying to get this woman out for a long time from the articles that I've read and even the interviews you see. One of the commissioners who sits on the board said that they want the governor to, in fact, intervene and ban her from ever being able to be on the commission again. I say this, unfortunately, when you have the odds stacked against you, maybe you shouldn't have put yourself in this type of situation.
Can we see the footage of her again?
But Claudia, I want to say this. I'd rather her be laid out on the ground than be drinking and driving. See, y'all, you can't never satisfy black people. She could have gotten a car.
No, but her legs are shiny though, baby. She look good though. That's probably one of the best looking laid out drunks I've seen in a long time.
Claudia, what you think?
You know, I know some jobs there's a morality clause. You have to hold yourself, and I don't know if this job had that, but I just feel like, damn, you can't let loose every once in a while. Have y'all ever passed out drunk before or been?
Never.
Not me.
Al Reynolds.
Not me.
I've been with you. Al Reynolds.
You know I have, but I'm saying never. You don't see no video.
I've gotten home and thrown up. I've gotten like, somebody need to drive me home. But baby, I'm too classy based. I have never laid out in public, and my friends are classy based. They would never let me lay out in public.
I've definitely blacked out before, and I think that's easy to do. And I've also been drugged before. So, I mean.
I like what Kim and something Chief said. Should have went to the next county to have fun. That would have made more sense, right? Go somewhere outside of the county that you represent. And
the way she was laid out was just.
I know.
And look, and Arnold Northleaf said she must have got drunk on Friday, her worst day.
And so D'Angelo said, I'm trying to have a Felicia type of night. I feel you.
Yes,
All
God.
Right. All right, get into this next story. A Mississippi mother discovered that her son, who was missing for 7 months, was killed by a police car. He was hit and killed by a police car, but the police officer never notified her. Betta Cern Wade said the body of her son, Dexter Wade, was left unclaimed for months in the county morgue while she searched for him. The family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit accusing the Jackson officers of excessive force and attempting to cover up their actions in the killing of her son, Dexter. All right, this story really, really, really bothered me. What are your thoughts on this heartbreaking story? Let's go to you first, Al.
I mean, I'm with you, Claudia. This one pissed me off. It pissed me off good because what happened was he got hit crossing the highway by an off-duty cop in a patrol car. We don't know what that cop was doing, but it must have been something really bad that when he actually reported the death and recorded it, instead of him recording the correct name that was on his driver's license, he recorded the guy as Dexter. So when the mother called into the police station looking for Dexter, there was no Dexter on file. So that is what is like. They look out for their own, especially when there is something in the milk ain't clean. So for me, I want to know, where's the outrage? Where's the outrage for the citizens of Mississippi, the citizens of Jacksonville? Where's Tamika Mallory? Where is Ben Crump? Where is Al Sharpton? Where's the NAACP? Where is Lee Merritt? Where are the blogs? Why aren't the blogs covering this injustice? And if it wasn't for this mother's intense follow-up, she would have never gotten the answer she needed, coupled with the coroner, who was also as persistent as the mother to find out why this man has not been named. And they finally gave him his real name, and she got her son as they drove her out to a field where they just laid people that they don't know who they are in this open field. And her son was plot number 657 or something like that. Horrible, horrible.
To answer your question, I submitted this story because I saw this on a smaller blog that I hadn't heard of before. And I too was like, why is this not a bigger story? And that's why I love that we have this platform here, because hopefully now that we've covered it, other people will get on board. And I am going to personally text this to Lee Merritt and a few of my other friends that I have that are, that have a lot of pull out there. And we're going to get this story out there. Roland Martin, I'm sure he'll be down to cover this as well. I just think this story I just saw it today for the first time. So we are going to do our part to get this story out here. Funky, what do you think?
Good job, Claudia.
You know what? Al said it all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to text Benjamin Crump too. I'm going to text everybody. We're going to text everybody.
Get them all.
All right. All right, y'all. Coming up, Britney Spears spills the tea on her relationship with Kevin Federline. We will see you back in a minute.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
You did not just tell me about the word Riz.
Riz.
Oh,
I gave y'all free Riz.
McMillan and Mara.
When you want to meet a woman or meet a guy, say something about the space.
Yeah.
And see how they respond.
Every Thursday.
Because if the person can't respond to an observation about the space that's clear, you talking to a dummy. Or someone you might take home, but not to your mama. And you know what I'm saying.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
Question. Welcome back to TGIF. Al just brought up a fact that is this our 3-year anniversary?
No, it's 4. We just completed our 3rd year this week, and we're starting our 4th year, guys. You called us the little engine that could, Claudia, when we were on 1 day a week. Then we went to 2. And look, thanks to our fans, TGI fans and Soulmates, guys, we are at 5 days a week.
That's right. And real quick, y'all, I see a lot of people happy that we covered that last story. Anytime there's something in your community or that you have knowledge of and you want us to cover it, please feel free to send it to us at Fox Soul or DM it to us. We want to get those stories out there that mainstream media isn't covering and apply pressure. So please continue, Soulmates. We appreciate that. All right, y'all, real quick. Britney Spears has been making a lot of news with her new memoir, The Woman in Me. In the book, Britney claims that while dating Kevin Federline, she had no idea that he was expecting a child with his ex-fiance, Shar Jackson. Now, at the time, Shar Jackson was 8 months pregnant with her and Kevin's second child. Britney said when she did find out, she didn't think the news was true until she confronted Kevin about it. First, do you believe Britney was that clueless when she met Kevin Federline? I mean, what do y'all think? Q, let's go to you first.
I mean, I definitely think it's possible. We all know that men can be trifling as hell, and Britney would not be the first woman to be duped by a man who has a baby mama, has a wife, has a whole family at home, has a whole family in another country. So it definitely is possible that she didn't know.
Okay. Al, what are your thoughts?
I agree. And Britney is just not the most astute tool in the tool shed. And we know that Kevin Federline is definitely an opportunist, in my opinion. So, yeah, I believe her.
And usually opportunist people, I won't just say men, people go to great lengths to fool people. That's how they get the opportunity. So I think it's not unbelievable that she's over here busy working. He wasn't. And he could easily say, oh, that's an ex, or no, it's not true. It was rumors. They're just hating on our love. All right, real quick, there's a debate interesting debate taking place on social media about a list of places where men should not take women on a date. The long list includes some popular chain restaurants such as the Cheesecake Factory, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Waffle House, as well as places like church, coffee shops, movie nights, and a bar just for drinks. What are your thoughts on this list?
Take them people where they used to going. You can look at somebody, you can have a conversation, and you can tell what type of level they eat on. If they're a Red Lobster girl, if they're a Houston's girl, or if they're a Mr. Child girl. You can tell easily by conversation what they drive, what they wear, what type of jewelry, how their hair is laid. You can always tell, and I definitely think it's wrong for you to be a Red Lobster type of broad, but act like your ass only eat at Mr. Child. I'm going to take you where you used to eating with your own money.
I don't agree with this list. I think you should be glad somebody wants to take you somewhere and pick up the tab. And that lady who was not getting out of the car at the Cheesecake Factory looked like she ain't never been to a Cheesecake Factory. So there you have it. I said it.
I am sick and tired of people making making it even harder to find love when it's already hard enough. If someone wants to go have coffee with you, you might meet the person of your dreams over coffee. Who gives a damn about the background? It's about the connection. Like, knock it off, people. You sound stupid. I want to thank Jackie Christie for being our guest. Thank you to my co-host Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva for doing that thing. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Foxhole Face Off. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow. And y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, soulmates.
Bye.